get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to blow.
Hello, ma'ams and sirs. Thank you for tuning in to my 2-cent WWE Smackdown review. I'm Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. The audience at the University of Kentucky got to see a little more build up to Money in the Bank. Actually, a couple of competitors for the Money in the Bank matches competed against each other. Let's see, then they started off with a review. The big story being Jey Uso not being able to capture the U.S. title thanks to accidentally being super kicked by Jimmy Uso. Now, big story of the night is, what is Jey Uso going to do? I'll tell you one thing I'd like for you folks to do is to click that subscribe button. Also hit the like, comment, share with friends. Other than that, let's let her rip. Alright, first match tonight is the Tag Team Gauntlet. Winner in this match faces Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank. The competitors of this match is the Street Profits, Brawling Brutes, LWO, the OC, Gallows and Anderson, Pretty Deadly, and Hit Row. This one starts out with the Profits against the Brutes. Sheamus and Hollins did a pretty good job doing some tagging in and out, putting a whooping on Montez Ford. Montez Ford was able to get away, tagged Santo's partners Angelo Dawkins. He gets his stuff in, the flying elbow, the corkscrew splash in the ropes. Unfortunately for him, he didn't notice the black tag. He's a big size 15 bro kick that puts the Street Profits out. Next tag team in is the OC. OC was working on over Sheamus pretty well. But unfortunately, Luke Gallows will taste a bro kick, and that puts the OC out. Next up, the LWO come in, hit a pretty shitty double drop kick. The one guy, I don't know what his name was, but he didn't do a good job of selling a kick, or didn't really feed into it that well either. Didn't look too good, but don't matter. Del Toro wound up eating the pin after Holland hit a Canadian backbreaker into a DDT. Next up is Hit Row. They didn't have no time at all. Bro kick to, I believe it was Top Dollar. They're out. Now the last team in is Pretty Deadly. They're pretty good. Sold pretty well. Got the advantage a little bit on Holland. Then the hot tag to Sheamus. Sheamus comes in at House of Fire. Fails to notice that the Pretty Deadly hit a blind tag. But unfortunately, top rope leg drop. Pretty Deadly goes on to wins the match and goes on to face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Gauntlet match way to need to be quick in, out. Last two teams have somewhat of a match, and that's it. They did a commercial break. After the commercial break, Pretty Deadly is still in there celebrating. Out comes Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens said, "Look," or Sami Zayn said, "Look, guys, we've been gone 5 minutes. You're still in there." And I say, "You guys been there 5 minutes too long." Pretty Deadly comes in with her snotty attitude. Kevin Owens says, "Look, let's just punch him in the face." They run to the ring. Pretty Deadly escaped the ring, and like I said, there's your Money in the Bank tag team title match. Pretty Deadly going up against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. If I can freaking say it, I need to calm down. Anyway, next up, ladies match. Again, these are two ladies who will be competing with each other or against each other as part of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match is Io Sky against Zelina Vega. Io had an advantage beginning. She worked on the arm and used her ropes to her advantage, kind of like the spoiler in the days of old. Vega came back. Io Sky had Vega rolled up, but we'll let the referee was trying to get Bayley's phone number. Io didn't like that. Let Bayley know that, hey, she didn't care for Bayley socializing during her match. This distraction will allow Vega to hit the 619, roll up on Sky for the win. And of course, Io Sky did not like this at all. Later on in the show, there was a little backstage segment where Io and Bayley were talking, not getting along real well. Shotzi came in and said, hey, why don't you have a match with me and put up your spot in the Money in the Bank? And before Bayley could really accept it, which I didn't think she really wanted to, Io Sky stepped in and said, Bayley accepts, so next week it will be Bayley against Shotzi. Winner of that goes to Money in the Bank. Next. Alright, next up we have the little interview segment, Grayson Waller Effect. His guest this week is Charlotte Flair. He asked her about, Asuka, and, is she going to be the 15-time women's champion? Out comes Bianca. Bianca, sorry. She was like, hey, let me get this straight. You come in, you call your shot. Am I tripping? Is she tripping about Charlotte, coming in and calling her shot? But she best believe she gonna be at ringside at the Money in the Bank. And when the Asuka and Charlotte match is over with, Bianca will call her own shot. Of course, during the course of this, Charlotte reminds her that, hey, she is a 14-time WWE Women's Champion and been there longer. And of course, Bianca said, hey, I was the longest reigning in the modern era, blah, blah, blah. So basically, looks like we might have, I don't know, it's going to be a 3-way title match down the road, or I can easily see, Charlotte being Asuka, then Bianca beating Charlotte to kind of put, that little notch on her belt. So, yeah, I can easily see that happening. Anyway, next. Alright, next up is a mixed tag team match. AJ Styles, Mitch, members of the OC, going against Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Cool interest by Karrion Kross and Scarlett, but the bell rings, not for AJ to be cool for a minute. Tag in a Mitchin. She looks cool for a minute too. A little back and forth. AJ Styles would get the Styles Clash on Karrion Kross, but Scarlett came in, pulled on AJ's hair, get him off Karrion. Then, like, Scarlett was trying to be flirtatious with AJ Styles. Of course, this made him get the, pull the glove off and remind the bitch that he's married. Karrion Kross didn't like that his woman was flirting with another guy, and of course, like most guys, they take it on the guy, not the girl. So, alright, now out came the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. He came in, said some nice words about Santo Escobar. Escobar came in, he said a few things. Then out comes LA Knight. Yeah. Comes in and shoves Rey Mysterio. Starts throwing hands with Santos. And almost hit a 619, but that didn't happen. Now for the final segment of WWE Smackdown is What Will Jay Do? Out comes the big dog, the needle mover, the yellow jacket, the head of the table, your tribal chief and Universal Champion. He was carrying around the one gold belt, but maybe Paul Heyman carried around the other two, but oh well, who cares. Roman Reigns comes out with Solo Sikoa and, before mentioned, the wise man Paul Heyman. Jay comes out and said, hey, it's either going to be him or Paul Heyman. Roman said, hey, when he becomes tribal chief, he can have his own wise man. For right now, Paul Heyman is my wise man. He's not the wise man of the tribe, or the bloodline. He's his wise man. And they've actually been grooming Jay for 3 years now. And the problem isn't Paul, it's Jimmy. When they decided to have Jay as the right-hand man, it was Jimmy who didn't approve of it. When Jay asked Jimmy about this, hey, he fessed up, said, yes, this is true. Then Jay just let out a lot of frustration on Jimmy and said, screw it, Jimmy, you're out. Nice little pause. Jay said, hey, I'm out too. Super kick Roman Reigns. Jimmy super kick Solo that staggered him. Then a double super kick by the Usos. And one more for a road. Double super kick to Roman Reigns. So basically they had their own super kick party. Crowd goes wild. Chanted for the Usos. Looks like everybody, the crowd's happy anyway. And hey, guess this will probably set up a tag team match between the Usos and Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa. I don't know if it was going to happen Money in the Bank or further down the road, maybe SummerSlam. But yeah, this pretty good segment. I can see why people watch just for this, because even though it's not a match, it's a little bit interesting drama going on here. Family drama, which people can actually relate to sometimes. Anyway, that does it for me this week. Hope you folks have a good one, and take care. And of course, right after the commercial break, we see the beginning of the LA Knight versus Santo Escobar match. LA Knight had the advantage. Escobar would come back, hit a very beautiful crossbody block from the top rope. Actually hooked the leg, got a 2 count off of that. Knight would block a victory roll up, had his hand on the rope, but guess Santos did his homework, kicked the hand off the rope, reversed the victory roll. Santos Escobar would get the 1, 2, 3. Nice little victory. Good little match between the two. I noticed matches on SmackDown don't last that long, so I guess 2 hours they're trying to fit as much in as they can. So, but yeah, like I said, this was another match against 2 more competitors in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match coming up next Saturday. But like I said, yeah, this was a pretty good match here. People dig LA Knight. LA Knight had a pretty good reaction here. So, be interested to see what happens there. Anyway, next. Since I find a stop button.
We here at RP Tube Vision would like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also check out Friends of the